It's 8:05 a.m. We left camp probably about 30 minutes ago. Slept in a little bit. Our bodies were definitely feeling that 22-mile day a couple days ago. We didn't really sleep very well that night. So I think we woke up at like 6. Took a little while getting out of camp. And we are back on the trail. We're going to try to do 18 today. Camped with some new homies last night, Sam, Jim, and Sophie. They're a big mile crew. Had some good current political affair discussion and just kind of why we're on the trail and how the world around us is going as mostly millennials and 30-somethings. Just the normal stuff whenever you got a big mountain view to look at and nothing really else to worry about. We're only like maybe 20 minutes away from that last spoken word update. What you see behind me is San Jacinto. So that's where we came from. And then the little, is that it? Yeah. So that white line, this is the river that we were at yesterday. It's just Whitewater River, right? Yeah. And then this has just been the views. So we got 360. And then the best view of all, right there. So yeah, it is, I mean, you see it. You see it. This is why we do it. We're up on a ridge. It's 8:30. We're in Southern California. 360-degree views. No one's calling me. No one needs me to come look at their roof because my phone doesn't even have service. We don't have to wake up at a specific time. I mean, obviously not everybody gets this opportunity. We are very fortunate that our jobs were still there through all the pandemic, so we were still able to save. I had assets to sell, like the house, so that's not lost on me. But just if you take anything away from these videos, I hope that you get inspired to go out and explore more and take more risks and just, do the things that you want to do in life instead of feeling like you gotta stay on a linear path. If you have kids, that's something else, but a lot of you want to do it and you're not doing it and you need to do it. I think we're at like day 20 maybe, and I regret to inform you that I've caved. I've started using headphones. I pushed it. I've enjoyed it, not having them, but it happens. I'm listening to a podcast, but something interesting happened where I felt more in tune, which I know sounds really counterproductive, but once I started thinking about it, more in tune as in more aware of the space that I was moving through. But I think the reason is because, like I'm sure a lot of you that are my age or younger, or even maybe a little bit older, most of my time spent in the outdoors has been alone, before meeting Honey Bear and stuff. And during those times, I was listening to music or listening to a podcast, or the way that I would unwind would be, going on a walk, even if it's just down the street, and listening to something. And whenever I'm not listening to stuff, I feel like my thoughts are just going and there's no real resolution to them. So yeah, it was just kind of like I felt more in place with the podcast playing, which again, I know that sounds really counterproductive, but with the media age, so much of my like childhood and young adult life has just spent with earphones and listening to something, and it really kind of like made everything seem a lot more grand. And I think I just was able to kind of sit back and relax into what I was listening to and what was going on around me, instead of thinking, oh, we got to go 12 more miles, or oh, I don't know where my friends are at, they're ahead of us somewhere. You know, just really like superficial stuff, I guess, like a lot of the social aspect of trail. And like as soon as the podcast started playing, I felt in it. And this is just a rant, but I just thought it was an interesting like dichotomy between new age technology and old age placement, as in just out in nature. So for all of you older people that are watching this, you're probably thinking like, oh, that's so lame. And maybe it is, but for my generation, I feel like we relate to the world more effectively, I guess, through listening to media while we're moving through it. And it was just something interesting. I don't know, maybe just another rant, but you know, just something I noticed. But here's the view. It's more than just me being boring and talking about nothing. So that's it. It's 1:41. We just got finished with lunch. It's getting kind of hot. It doesn't feel as bad as it did yesterday. Honey Bear introduced me to the wet-soaked ascot, so that's helping a lot. I don't think we've gone super far, maybe like 8 miles. We're moving pretty slow because there's a section back there that's really hard to navigate. It's just a bunch of rocky stuff and you kind of lose the trail a lot. So we only went like 3 miles over 2 hours. So there was a lot of turning around. Pretty tired. Not like physically tired necessarily, just like sleepy tired, because the spot that we just chilled in, it's just very relaxing. We were just kind of watching the leaves of a tree blow in the wind. There was a woodpecker. We saw a big squirrel. And yeah, that's it. It's been pretty nice today. The rattler, you can kind of see him. He's fat boy. He just was trying to sunbathe and then I ran up on him. So, sorry dude. What's up? I've gone full desert man on him. I got the mullet. It was too brushy to bust out the umbrella. So this is a look, fully unbuttoned, maximum airflow, making them all envious of my on-trail style. I'm comfortable, I'm cool, I'm breezy. Feels great, feels nice. And that's really all that I have to say about it. I'm on the edge of a cliff. I just kicked a rock and that was kind of dangerous because I could have tripped and very easily just fallen off the edge. Because one thing you should know about the Pacific Crest Trail, it's all a ridgeline pretty much, and you're constantly living life on the edge. Lots of moments where there's high winds and you feel like you can just fall to your death. Lots of moments where it's just a high ridge and you feel like you can fall to your injury. So yeah, it's pretty extreme. Just wanted to give you a headphone review. it's gonna push you a little bit more. I just was listening to some White Zombie and I ran up the hill. And I'm hungry now. I'm pretty hungry, so I guess use it responsibly. Check it out. We're in this canyon. Sun's going down. It's pretty epic. Pretty much every day just starts out like difficult, and then the middle's difficult, and sometimes the ending's difficult too, but also sometimes one of those three is going to give you like super scenic views. Again, I can't recommend the PCT enough. It's been beautiful every single day. Every day I think, oh, this would make a great, 2-3 day backpacking trip. Someone should do that. And then the next 2 to 3 days I feel the same. So I guess that's why we're doing all of it, because this video is not for kids, but it's fucking sick, dude. It's just been so good. I mean, I can just spin in circles all day. I don't even really pay that much attention to my camera looking into it. I just kind of always look at the background because it's freaking sick. A huge burn area right now. It's all the way up the mountain. Pretty nuts. I don't know if it was from the 2017 fire or not. I'll find out. Maybe whenever we get into town, and can hopefully give you some more info about it after I do the editing. But I'll flip it around. I mean, these things are pretty big. There's Honey Bear for scale. We'll zoom in on her. So yeah, they're huge. Okay, we made it into camp. This is what I look like without all my accoutrement. And this is the spot. We got a babbling brook right here that I'll take you to. So there it is. Pretty nice. It's gonna be kind of a cold sleep tonight since we're right next to water. If you didn't know, sleeping next to any kind of water source is gonna put moisture in the air, and it's gonna make it cold. Tonight we're camping with Nibble there. He's pretty tight. His trail name is Livin' Backwards Nibble. We've been kind of leapfrogging with him for probably the past week or so, and then today the paths collided and here we are. Just setting stuff up right now. We have a really bad pitch just because we're tired. I think we did. Honey Bear says 18. I'm not convinced on that. I think maybe it was more like 17, but we'll find out from gut hooks. So that's it. We're gonna eat dinner and go to bed. Goodbye.